Hello, lovelies. Welcome back to the Angel Bex podcast. I'm your girl, Angel Bex, and today I want to talk about a topic that is really close to my heart, and that is how to persevere during tough times. Let me put my mic here. How do you persevere during hard times, and mostly when you do not have anyone to lean on? Have you found yourself in a situation whereby you do not have literally anyone to lean on? How do you cope? What coping strategies do you use to persevere through life's challenges? I found myself in such situations whereby there are people that I thought would be on my side, the people who are going to fight for me, the people who are going to go to hell and back for me. And that expectation was not met, and I was left in a space whereby I did not have anyone to cry on, to lean on, to help me. I'll give an example. Recently, I decided to go back to school, and trust me, that transition has been so very hard for me. That, juggling motherhood, juggling a job, I'm a married woman, maids are really something else. By the time you start to do something, then they want to go. So when you find yourself with a lot on your head, a lot to handle, you need a support system. What if it comes to that time and you do not have anybody to lean on? How would you overcome such a challenge? So I'll give you some of the coping methods that I use to go through such situation when I find myself I'm all alone in life. I do not have anyone to lean on. I do not have anyone on my side. Perhaps you don't have a best friend. Perhaps your husband is not really showing up for you. Perhaps you feel like you are an orphan, you are alone. Maybe you have siblings and you know that you don't really click that much, so you have to really deal with your issues. How do you cope? For me, what I do, recently I realized that even if you cry, crying is okay, but sometimes you just need to really get out of that rut. So what are some of the coping methods that you can encompass to cope? One of it, I would say mindfulness and breathing. Try to practice mindful breathing. When you feel that stress is really heightened, sit down and breathe. Breathing helps you to calm down, to really get a hang of whatever is going crazy in your life. So breathe. Another one is journaling. When you journal, you put down all your tears, whatever that is bothering you, you put it down on paper. Everything that is stressing you, everything that is troubling you, just put it down there. Because when you're journaling, no one is going to judge you, no one is going to look down on you, no one is going to say. So journal your feelings. Journaling has really helped me. Just get a nice, beautiful book from a bookstore and just write your feelings. Trust me, they will help you to unload all the stress. Another one is reach out. It is okay to reach out. Perhaps you don't have, like I said, you don't have anyone. How about you get a counselor? You go to a counselor. Some of us have insurances from our workplaces, but we don't use them. There are so many counselors, good counselors out there that you can get when you use your insurance. And perhaps even without an insurance, you may find yourself a counselor out there who is cheap. So reach out, speak to a counselor, speak to your pastor, speak to if you have, perhaps you have a church group, try to speak out. Sometimes speaking out is a problem half solved. So please, when you keep things to yourself, it will just stress you more and more. You'll go into depression. It's always good to speak out. Another one is, before I continue, I would give you a quote, a Bible verse, which is Matthew 11:28, which says, "Come with me, all you who are heavy burdened, and I will give you rest." The number one thing, coping strategy that I use is prayer. When I see that things are really getting off balance, I always go to God in prayer, because He said, "Come with me with all your burdens and I will give you rest." Let God take all your burdens, take all the weight of you, take away all the stress. Always go to God. By the way, God, prayer should be even number one. Prayer really does miracles. Sometimes I could say maybe community support and another one, but it is the same as reaching out. So don't try to die alone. Try your level best to reach out to someone who is going to listen to you. So, in conclusion, I would like to hear from you. Have you found yourself whereby you have to persevere? Yeah, you have to persevere through tough times, and you do not have anyone in your corner. How did you manage? Like I have said, for me, through prayer, mindful breathing, journaling, reaching out. There is a community. Yeah, they may not be your close friends, but they are pastors, your church groups, your women groups. Reach out, finding a counselor, someone to talk to. Another thing that really works for me as well is music. I don't know, but for me, every time I find myself stressed, or I find myself in a rut, like I don't know where to go, I find my favorite music. I usually actually go back listen to my old music that I used to enjoy in my teenage life, my 20s, and they really slap so different every time I listen to them. So get your earphones, cut off the world, and listen to your favorite music. I would like to hear from you. Can you share, how did you manage to go through tough times without anyone in your corner? How did you cope? Tell us about those techniques, those strategies that you used. Yeah? I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. And don't forget that I have a YouTube channel, Angel Makes Podcast, and an Instagram, Angel Makes Podcast. Yay! Bye-bye!